Hey guys,
Hello.
we're back,
We're back.
and we have a third voice over the mics. We're doing a live bonus episode with producer Brian, aka Brian of BC's.
The B and B
The B and B, one of the B and BC's.
Velvet sultry tones.
Oh,
Yeah.
very nice.
You like that?
Very nice.
I could take it
That's
way
fantastic.
down.
Got that?
No.
Is that baritone? No. What's the lowest?
I don't know.
We need
It's
to.
super
we're getting
low.
the-
What just happened to me?
We got the BLOX straw hat on you. There we go.
Yeah, shout out to BLOX.
Shout out to BLOX.
Sponsoring
Thank
today.
you so much. I am currently drinking a glass of Prosecco full of BLOX. Strawberry BLOX,
I'm a
and
very
it's
happy
delicious.
farmer.
Yeah.
You are
Yeah.
a very happy farmer.
That's what we did. So, BLOX not only
It would
provided
blow
us,
off in a Jeep.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
You got to tighten up the neck strap.
Then you choke to death.
Because
Because this is like a parachute on your Adam's apple.
I mean, sometimes
wants
you got to
that.
sacrifice your life for looking good for about 30 seconds.
But then you might kill somebody else, and that doesn't
That's
seem
their
worth
problem.
it. Is that their problem? I didn't notice the guy with the parachute on his Adam's apple choking to death in the Jeep.
So, just so you know, we need to get the kayak down so I can take a picture sitting in it with the BLOX straw hat on.
Just so you know, I can't lift anything over 8 pounds for another week.
Well, we have plenty of people here
So-
that will help get that thing down. I know everyone. Oh
This-
God, what have I done? I'm sorry.
This
What have I
sounds-
done?
a team
Slightly
of people that have been
destructive.
drinking that
God.
are willing to
Oh,
do
God.
physical feats.
I don't know. Are we ready for this?
Kind of kidding, kind of not. Just,
Right.
just saying. Man.
I got a
any-
mop sink.
There we go.
We could set it on top of the mop sink, and
So, Brian, we talked about you and your interview with the Gnarly Gnome on Cincy Brewcast.
that was an interview now.
That BC's,
I like that.
Yeah, well, I'm running into it.
Technical definition.
BC's Bottle Lodge is no longer going to be BC's Bottle Lodge.
No.
It's going to be BC's Brewing Company.
That is
Brian and
accurate.
Caleb's
That's awesome.
Brewing Company.
That
Butler
is-
County's Brewing Company
Butler
is how we
County.
started. and actually, it's Brownlow and Colbert's Bottle Lodge.
All right.
Go figure.
Imagine.
Brewing Company, or is it BC?
BC's plural.
Plural.
Apostrophe S. It's very important. Although
It's
legal
it's
documents, they
possessive,
won't
not
let you
plural.
put that apostrophe.
I was absolutely going to point that out.
So it's
Nice.
BCS.
Yes.
Did you have to fight whether B or C was first, or was that?
No, I mean alphabetically, I win. Yeah.
It's an
It's
alphabet.
pretty
There we go.
pretty standard argument. I mean, B before C except after X.
There we go. There we go. So what made you guys decide?
Leg
Did
wrestling.
you
They did
always
leg
want to be a
wrestling.
brewery rather than a bottle shop, or
No.
was that kind of a natural? You know what? We've been selling other people's beers. Now we want to do it ourselves. Where did that?
No, we
into?
had
Okay.
no intentions of ever becoming a brewery.
Okay.
We really, I mean, really, the pandemic was the impetus to become a brewery.
What?
Impetus?
There was a
Hey,
Oh, I
not,
thought you
not
meant
your
my
personal problems,
my big word.
producer David. But,
Yeah, if you haven't noticed, there was 2 years of lack of patrons and
Okay.
events.
And just the change in people's buying habits made you go, if we want to keep
Yeah, I
being
mean,
in the beer industry, we need to figure out something else. And so brewing, or opening a brewing,
putting a brewing,
beer. I've had beers.
Cabrewing.
Cabrewing.
No, we really just had to reevaluate our business model and where we were in the industry and what was happening and what wasn't happening and why weren't things happening and how can we right the ship without abandoning everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it was just a natural progression to kind of make this step.
Cool.
Yeah.
Was it I don't want to say an easy decision to do that, but was there any kind of back and forth on someone wants to, someone doesn't, and kind of the argument, counter argument, or was it a pretty collaborative?
That's a good question.
We need to make some kind of change, and the suggestion was brought up, hey, what about switching over to becoming a brewery? And it was, yeah, sure, I guess that can be it. Or was it more of a, let's try this first, let's try that first?
No, I don't
Before
know.
you came to the conclusion that a brewery was.
I don't know that we necessarily had a let's try this first, let's try that first. There were certainly internal dialogues that happened. And I think originally there was some pushback on becoming a brewery. And
It's a big step.
I think
Well, who, but the ownership group, I mean, when you say pushback, what?
I mean, Caleb wanted to argue with me.
That's fair.
Okay.
So we argued and we discussed, and then we kind of circled back to it, and then he was on board. I
Cool.
made my point very well, I guess. I sold him a bill of goods
Yeah.
to become a brewery.
Well, I am very excited to
We're
see
stoked.
what you guys do.
Ben, are you excited? Yes. See?
Producer Ben
Wow.
is
Producer
very
Ben's excited.
Hell
Wow.
Yeah, no, I
Hell
mean,
yeah.
it was, I mean, I don't think it was an easy choice, right?
Right,
Like, we didn't
right.
want to, like, we wanted to give this its best shot to work, and unfortunately, the last 2 years have not been super kind or awesome for this type of business.
Well, Julie and I did the best we could.
I mean, you guys did great.
we tried
You
to
did
buy as
great.
many of the beers as we could.
There was that one time you went to Higher Gravity, and that was a bad
What do you
Tuesday.
mean where I am?
Yeah, it
I
was
got
rough.
employment?
Well, we recorded
Perhaps.
this too. So producer David has a question. He's going to take
Producer
over the mic
David?
here. Yes.
It's a long story. I've got a question.
Yeah, I've
so
got a-
do you consider this as a failure to what BC's was, or do you consider this as an evolution to what BC's?
Oh,
was?
I would never say BC's failed.
'Cause
I would definitely say it's an evolution of where we started and where we're going and where we've come from, for sure.
Because
Yeah.
it sounded different just a second ago. Like,
Did it?
Sounded like, yeah, it did.
Oh,
Made me sad.
how so?
Well, I guess
Well, I mean,
with
it
the
is
whole,
kind of sad, right?
I
Like,
mean,
'cause-
yeah,
No,
it's
sure,
not.
sure.
It's
Well,
not. It's not sad.
I mean, it is
I think
because
what-
it's not right. Like, there was no initial intention to become a brewery, and so losing what we set out to do, or changing what we set out to do,
What did you set out to do?
drank a lot of beer.
Well,
so I
so
guess
that-
that's continuing.
So that's that's
Drink
not,
a lot of good
Drink
beer.
a lot of good
That's
beer.
not going away.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
no.
Yeah.
Our initial intention was create a community environment where people could share good beer,
Right.
tell stories, become friends,
Right.
and so yeah, that's certainly involving.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
but it's still there.
Oh, absolutely.
Just
That would still be
different.
there
So,
with
like,
the brewery,
I just
yeah.
I feel like
Yeah,
it's.
yeah. No, thanks for interjecting.
don't
Let's
know.
not make it
That's
sad.
what-
I don't
that's
think
what
it's
it is.
sad at all.
You made it sad.
I'm super
You
excited.
made it sad. I can't.
I'm sorry.
I can't
Maybe
talk
it's-
to you with
maybe
that hat
it's-
on. Take the hat off.
Is it that? Well, you put it on me.
I did.
I had no choice in this.
For those of you not
You
watching the
don't have a choice
Patreon
in any
live
of this.
stream, Brian is wearing the Blox straw hat. That is absolutely amazing. Again, shout out to Blox. Can't thank you enough. For,
Awesome hat. Thank you,
for
Blocks.
our
Hey, where'd you guys
gift hat.
first learn about blocks?
That was here at BC's
Yeah.
Bottle
Here at
Lodge,
BC's
Montgomery.
Bottle Lodge.
Hell yeah.
Have you ever been pitted before?
Not until I showed up here.
That's right. That's Josh Engel right there. Let's get pitted.
Oh man. So talking a little bit about, and I know that this is still a ways off. I know you're talking about hoping for and I'm just gonna say early 2023
Perfect.
open of all three locations.
Just not January.
Right, correct.
Any month
That's
but
why I said
January I'm good with.
Early 2023 could be anything up until like June. It could hit that
Yep.
6-month mark.
Ish. Yeah, just throw an ish out there. Ish.
So when that
Ish.
happens, what is one of the first 3 beer styles that you hope is on tap that you guys are making?
That I hope is on
Yes,
tap.
you personally. This is your
Yeah,
personal
Pilsner, Kolsch.
market, not you, Brian.
No, I mean,
What does he
I'll get
want?
down with that Pilsner. Yeah.
All right.
I would actually like a smash pail.
Okay.
Give me a single hot pail.
Okay.
Cool. Are you,
Of course.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
BC's Brewing Co.
I would actually.
Keeping
I
the
actually
slow
want.
pour.
I want 4 of those handles.
That just like maxed out every single mic
I want
that we
4.
have.
Yeah. The more the better.
You heard it here first. You're gonna.
Total or 4 at each tap room?
I would do 4 at each tap room. Yeah.
All right. So
I don't think one's enough.
BC's Brewing Company is going to have 3 taps that are just their own beers and 12 slow pour taps, all Pilsners of some sort.
Somebody else.
No. Theirs and someone else.
I guess we just became a lager house.
There we go. Hey,
that's
I'm
what
not.
just
I
happened.
wouldn't be mad at it. Would not be mad at it.
No, I love the slow pour line.
It is. It's amazing.
And actually, it's a
amazing.
lot of fun to put other styles on there too.
So here's a question:
You ever
Is
had an
is
IPA on the
there
slow pour?
a
It's dope. Yeah. Right? Like,
yeah?
if I had more than one, I could I could do other things on a slow pour line.
So here's a more of a technical question about the slow pour lines.
Oof,
Some
technical.
and maybe you know this, maybe you don't. I don't. This is something I don't know. So anyone else
I
who's
might
still
pass.
here, maybe 13 psi. I don't know. Sounds good. Sounds good. Perfect. So you can
It's actually-
counter
it's
13
actually
psi.
wrong. I mean, it really depends on the
Will
system,
different-
honestly.
15 and 20, but
I'm sure it would work for some. It just really depends on how long your
Can the
lines are.
slow pour tap
That's-
be set to different
Hey, you know.
slownesses? That is so not the right word. But
I mean,
like if
that-
you get a high
the
like,
handle
if it's-
itself.
Yeah, the handle itself. The handle
like
itself controls
slowness
the
is better.
slownesses
I like
of the pour.
slowness is better. Like if you go to High Grain, who has a slow pour tap for their Pilsner, they tell you when you order it, it's going to take us about 10 minutes to get this, where here it might not take that long. Are there
Can I be
different...
I think
honest?
what would be
Slow pour
fun is
levels?
if every
Can
time
I?
somebody ordered one, Barry White played over the music.
Hey.
and
That'd
it
be
just-
awesome.
It takes 10 minutes because they're doing it wrong.
Okay. All right.
Ooh.
All right. Heard it here first.
Shots
See, I-
fired.
I-
Shots fired.
I
at
love-
High Grain
I
and here
love
are
High
my
Grain.
only slow pour experiences, so I honestly don't know. Okay,
Yes.
okay, and this is me. I've only ever had a slow pour here in High Grain.
So-
it's a legitimate. I would like.
Well, no,
I'm
and-
curious. I would like
and what
to
they're
know
doing is they're
what the
really
difference is.
they're really focusing on that snow cone on the top that gets kind of hard.
Yeah.
and
okay.
that's
that jiggle when they set it down. They want to
But
make
that's-
sure. Okay,
that's
then
not
we're
right. That's not-
It's not right.
And the
Okay.
jiggle.
You ever
Oh
tried
my
to drink one of
God.
those?
Oh my God.
Play Barry White over the freaking speakers when you pour a slow pour, please.
I'm just
heard
trying to
people
get an
say,
actual
jiggle,
question
jiggle,
and answer in here. And Marco, well, no,
That was an
that was a
answer.
good answer. I'm talking to Marco and doing the whole. Although I do think if anyone orders slow pour, the music immediately stops and Barry White is put on for the duration of that pour.
Hell yeah.
That would be amazing. Can you make that happen, Brian? And
no.
a disco ball
No, I
lowers
can't.
from
I
the
can't.
ceiling.
no.
The lights in the
Can't.
entire room dim, and
Can't make it
let's get
happen.
it
The
on.
whole night would be Barry White. Everyone would be
Right.
pregnant by the end. Men, women, children, dogs.
Brian, are you prepared
would-
to accept the responsibility
No,
of
I'm
everyone
not
in your
accepting
tap
anything.
room?
We're not doing that. It's like those jukeboxes where you could play songs and you don't have
Touch
to be at the
tone
bar.
or whatever,
Yeah, that thing.
something. Yeah,
like
that's.
Touch tunes.
If I had
pull up your
access, I would
account.
be that asshole that would.
That was one of my nicknames in high school. by
no,
the
was
way,
it? Was
Touch
it?
Tunes.
I forget what podcast I was listening to. Was it Shit Beers or was it yours? No, not that one. If you play the national anthem like on repeat, you can't stop that. Like you would be the asshole to stop that. So part of me is like, part of me wants that to be
The national
available
anthem
everywhere
of
for
Uganda.
me to be that asshole, but at the same time, it's like, ugh, no. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So slow
We need
pours.
VTOS on repeat.
I don't know how we got to the American anthem.
No,
But
we
I thought we were
touch
talking
tones.
about. Thought we were talking about slow
Barry
pours.
White, touch tone,
Where did,
yeah,
where
I
did
mean,
Barry
it's-
White come from? Hang on, I gotta take my hat off.
Oh my goodness.
I've heard
Oh
people
my
say too much
Nice.
of anything's no good for you, baby.
Man, you are up on that thing.
Dude, you both have those like low tones, and I'm just sitting here like,
One-handed.
okay.
Look at that grip. Look at that grip.
Oh,
That is-
hold on. I have
nearly
a button
perfect.
for that.
Shit.
Lee, because you couldn't be here in person, we are adding you into the bonus
What the
episode.
F, Lee?
Who
What
said
the
that?
F, Lee? I even texted
Was
Lee
that
saying,
you, Marco?
hey, are you? No, that was my button. That was our friend Lee. You want to hear it again?
Oh, you have a button?
I do.
I always thought Josh had a button.
Josh has plenty
And
of
it turns
buttons.
out he has a Chris who just
He does have a
belches all the
Chris.
time.
You missed Chris
I thought
and
it was
his
a
mullet.
birch button.
So this is
Not his mullet. He's got a hawk.
he has a hawk. This is our button. Ready?
Yeah. Shit.
That's our friend Lee.
I feel like I could do that.
Can you do that?
All right.
Shit.
Oh,
That's
okay.
a
So
button.
we need
That's a button.
everyone in the audience to shut the hell up so I can get a button of Brian saying shit.
Oh, I just did.
You need to do it again.
Yeah.
We had too much background noise.
3, 2, 1.
Shit.
I swear to God.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Ben. You know what? You're right. I don't deserve to be a button. I appreciate that.
That was amazing.
You know what? I want that button.
my
I want the
God.
one with the woo in the background.
We can make that happen. That was fantastic. You covered
Pilsner.
Pilsner. Yes.
That's my answer.
Okay.
Smash Pale.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Smash
about
Pale is-
three.
that's
Two more.
good.
Two more styles that you want on tap when you guys open as a brewery. So
A
Pilsner.
West Coast IPA.
Hell yeah.
yes.
Hell yeah. Make IPAs clear again. Come on, Gnome. Come on. You're saying you that the whole hazy thing is overdone. If they're bringing back like a clear IPA,
Make IPAs
come
clear
on.
again.
Come on. Okay, that's true.
Zero shits given.
No.
All right, and third style. Third style you would like to see day one.
Fourth style.
We want a Davey Stanky IPA. No, we want a stout.
English milds. Dry stout.
This is.
Can we bring back the dry stout?
Oh my god.
No, they don't move really well.
No, they don't.
I mean, they do on like St. Patty's Day, but that's about it.
Yeah. That's,
Pilsner.
All right, so producer David says.
Hefeweizen.
Okay. But this question is for Brian,
I mean,
and not even the brewery as a whole, but you specifically. So Pilsner, West Coast IPA. What's the third style
Well,
you would
Smash
love
Pale.
to see?
Smash Pale was
Smash
the
Pale.
other. So
Okay,
I'm already at 3, but I would
That's
probably
fair.
do a darker beer, either like a Schwartz beer or
get that shit out of here.
even like a solid brown.
Okay.
Like, give me a
Oh,
brown.
Awesome.
I'd love a good solid brown in the morning.
Is that are you a one a day or you like 2 browns a day?
2 browns. Two browns a day. Yeah.
This is what happens when we've had beers and Brian agrees to be on.
I thought we
our
were talking
podcast.
about beers.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
sorry?
nothing wrong with having 2 browns a day.
So, but
well, my
I-
bad
Yeah,
then.
brown
I-
ales.
I do
Oh,
want
my
to speak
bad.
about
Squeak.
food, or the lack thereof.
Squeak.
I want to touch on the fact that you are not having a food option inside your brewery, although a food option will be available to your brewery.
Yeah.
And I think that's very wise.
I don't know if it is or not yet, but
Well,
it's,
I think it's twofold. I think number one,
it might be wise.
it's wise in the sense that you said, look, none of us run kitchens, none of us are food managers. It's a bad idea for us to try to run food.
I agree with that. But that
Second, you said,
and all the dope shit.
and second, you said there's going to be a food option next door. It's going to be available. They're going to be able to take it. I actually think that you're wise in knowing what you can do and can do well.
Yeah.
And understanding that, look, if we're not experts in this, and we're not gonna, we aren't gonna go in and we're not gonna partner with somebody in the space. We're not gonna have to do this whole give and take. We're not gonna try and take on something we don't know. I think that is wise.
Thanks, Marco.
I don't.
And
I hope-
here
I-
comes the
But-
but.
I hope that it's not a but. I hope that the relationship with the food next door is successful, because I think that is necessary
Sure.
for your guests to want to take the time to think to go there on any given whatever day,
Yep.
and to stay there longer.
And have access, right?
Yeah.
You gotta
So,
have
so we have a
access.
question from the audience. Josh, what is
Hey,
your
audience question.
Comment.
Okay, what is your comment?
At least it's not a food truck that can't show up. Like, they're there.
What?
It's not a food
Wait,
truck
wait, wait.
that can't
You mean,
show up.
You mean
Yeah.
food trucks don't show up from time to
On the
time?
So what I
That's weird. That's
right. So
I don't know.
Already a plus.
Is that a weird thing? Food trucks not showing up?
unfortunately it's more common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had
But
that
I-
happen a couple times.
I like what
Yeah.
Marcos said. I like what Marcos said about like making sure that you're not a restaurant owner, you're not a restaurant manager, so why would you try to own that as well as being owner of a brewery? But I love that your plan is to have a runner between the two, so people don't feel that I have
Yeah,
a
I don't-
table,
I don't want
have
them to
my
have to
beer.
leave the tap
I don't want to have
room.
to. I don't want to have to stand up with a half full glass of beer that I've been drinking to walk next door to get my food.
No, let's
I
make it
like
easy.
That, right?
Yeah.
Exactly, and I think that if
I mean,
that
if I
relationship,
could get one of those bank teller chutes to
Nice.
throw me a hamburger.
Nice.
Didn't Ryan Geist do that?
Oh, a pneumatic tube.
Yeah.
When was the heyday of the pneumatic tube?
It was like 19. Oh, I was going to go
93 or
88.
94.
the
yeah.
answer from the
Yeah.
audience, 93.
There we
Excellent.
go. But I do.
Are they still shooting food up that tube?
I loved it.
But the tube worked.
I mean, anyone can technically open up and shoot other things.
Just watch
But
it.
the,
Yeah.
the tube worked. Like it didn't close because
you
of the
would-
tube.
But you
Can you
can't
imagine
have
hot
a
sauce in that
go-
tube and it looked like an alien was shot in the tube?
What about guac? Guac in that tube?
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cody's, what's a good food to send through a tube?
Other than Coney's, what's a
hoagies.
good food to send through a tube? Hoagies? Okay.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah, right.
good
Like you've got to
answer.
meet the dimensions.
I think if you had a sealed burrito, you could do that.
A
You could-
burrito,
you
yeah.
could probably
yeah.
roll up a pizza.
Pizza might work.
A pizza,
Yeah,
like a
roll it
giant,
up, yeah.
like a giant,
A calzone.
like
Yeah.
a calzone.
Which is just a
You know-
pizza folded in half.
Yeah.
Like you
So-
used to.
so definitely
a calzone.
consider-
Yes. Is that a rolled up pizza?
So for the BC's Montgomery location, definitely think about having
A pneumatic tube.
a pneumatic tube for food
From
between-
Skyline.
Yes.
Shooting
Coney.
conies and Cholitos.
Both before and after you eat it.
Yeah.
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 Audience,
All right.
question.
Joe, we have a question from
Comment.
Joe.
So,
I love that this turned into a question
This is
answer thing.
awesome.
This is great.
one of
This
the
is
things
awesome.
that was fascinated with me in the craft beer community is the creative process. And you mentioned on the Gnomes podcast how I'm going to be very traditional, not a lot of adjuncts in your beer. So, what will be the creative process behind this new brewery? If your
That's a
brewer
good one.
Wants to try something a little bit experimental. Where's the
Like, would we allow him to do that? Yeah, of course. Oh, absolutely. I mean, we're going to do creative things, but like our main core offering is going to move back to more traditional styles. But yeah, we're still going to do creative stuff.
Not a lot of adjuncts, but Sam Adams,
Never heard of him.
Crooms exclusives.
So, okay, for example, I got this text tonight. Let me just read this. I
Is
feel
that-
like this-
Insider information
my
only
text?
here
This
on
will-
Truth Beer
this
Pod.
will-
Marco.
It's my text.
So the
You showing
original,
up, Bay.
the
winky
original.
eye.
You still going?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. The original question was, can we all agree that we aren't going to release a pumpkin beer on July 26th next year? And we all quickly agreed to that. And then the question
July
is,
27th at the earliest.
what if we did a pumpkin fest beer with Mars and malt?
Ooh.
No, that's smart.
That's called creative.
That is.
I'm-
I cannot disagree with
I'm
that.
not
I
gonna
like that.
I'm
Right?
Get
Josh
in my
is in,
belly.
right?
Absolutely.
So yes.
Absolutely.
gonna say
The answer to your question is yes. We're going to be hella creative, but we want to do our traditional styles and do them really well.
there might be a brewery that did that. I'm just saying that was.
Don't name it. Don't name it.
Oh.
I'm not.
Oh.
We're not.
I'm not.
We're not talking about
I'm
them
not.
right now,
I'm not.
Marco.
We're talking
but
about
you're right.
BC's Brewing Company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one
Yeah.
else.
Did someone actually already do that? Because we'll go back to we'll do a pumpkin Marzen with fest beer malts. No.
Just don't do it in July.
27th.
No.
Not July 26th, but July 27th.
27th.
It's okay.
Yeah.
27th and beyond.
Yeah. We'll wait till at least August, or
That's fair.
hey.
Late August.
maybe fall, when everyone really wants a pumpkin beer and no one can get them anymore because they're all gone.
I don't know. July 27th.
Like we have that issue
August
every year.
1st,
We have that issue every. That is the market. It's the late adopters that come in and they're like, I'd love a pumpkin beer, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I haven't had a pumpkin beer on since August.
Well, it's the people that
Because
say I
they're
am
all
not
gone.
buying a pumpkin beer in July.
Yeah, no, it's easy.
It's the end of August. It's starting to turn
Right.
into fall. That's when I want it.
Let's
Absolutely.
go.
Yeah.
I
that's
need it.
cool.
I need it to
That's
be
cool.
cold.
Yeah,
I want it to
but
be a little
I'm in.
chill in the air.
I think that's a great space to be able to brew the beer seasonally that you want to have, and then have it on tap
when we want it.
when you want it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and we're
absolutely.
also not. We're not going to be worried about selling a bunch of cans off the shelves either, right? Because I think that's really what pushed a lot of this forward. is we've got so much beer in bottles and cans that we've got to sell through it. And
Right. What,
If you're not
you
the
start
first,
in
if you're not the
October.
first on the shelf with that style, you might not sell. But if you're the first on the shelf with that style, potentially, using the current examples, I
I don't know.
I get posts
do you remember a
from
couple
local
years
bottle
ago?
shops, and it's like, hey, we have these 5 pumpkin beers already, and I'm going, I'm not
Bird.
ready.
Bye, Danielle. Thanks for hanging.
See ya. Thank you so
Hey,
much.
bye, everybody.
Thanks for drinking all
Bye
the
to our
Cougar.
guest bartenders.
You guys are great. Thank you.
Thank you.
So actually, this happened.
Subscribe. Listen.
Smash it.
Donate.
3 years ago, there was a major retraction from like pumpkin and Oktoberfest styles where nobody released.
No one bought them.
I'm just saying. Okay, just so the audience knows, they're different beers, but there was a regression where a lot of breweries stopped putting out as much quantity.
It's true.
Even Marzen and Fest beer, I saw it firsthand. Sorry, I know. Boo to that, right? Like boo to that. But they did it.
It is what it is.
And
from
then
a
like
retail
they
space,
were
when you
literally
see that,
gone
yeah,
in 2 weeks, and then nobody could get any of them, and everybody was really mad.
Yeah.
But the year before, they sat on the shelves forever and ultimately got bought back.
So
There's a fine line.
you also talked about being able to host events at your own space.
Yeah, that's
which
kind of
is
exciting, huh?
Really, really exciting because
With ample space.
I volunteered at the last Brews in the Burbs, which was at Sonder.
I am hoping that will be back in April.
Yeah,
That's kind of one of our goals.
I would, as hopefully a potential full-time employee, I would love to.
Are you coming to work for us?
I'd love to.
That's dope.
I'd love to. I'd love to.
All right, leave your application.
Doesn't your current boss listen to this?
Which one?
Which current boss?
Yeah.
Which one of the many?
You know.
But having Brews in the Burbs at your own space sounds really exciting, and certainly you do through that a lot of good in the community.
Yeah.
But it takes a lot to pull off something like that, and that's not that far away from now. And you're trying to open a brewery. How are you handling trying to manage essentially both?
Well, I mean, obviously the brewery has to be open for the second to happen, right? So there's not a whole lot to manage on Brews in the Burbs until we're fairly comfortable that the brewery's going to be open. So I'm
Gotcha.
really not doing anything other than speaking it into existence at this point.
Well, that's how a lot of things happen.
Right. Just
Kind
put
of
it
like
out there.
Kind of
Let
like this podcast. We
Yeah.
Let the
Spoke
ether
it into
into existence.
use its magic.
That's a very good question. When you are a full brewery, can we still record at your Montgomery location?
Well, I don't know why you wouldn't be able to.
Just checking.
Yeah.
Just checking.
Maybe
As
you'll
long as
you'll
you
have
change,
two
I just wanna make
sponsors
sure.
then.
Hell yeah.
2 sponsors, Blocks, and
Blocks and BC's brewing
maybe we'll do a special beer called Pitted Pilsner.
Ooh.
Built for
Ooh,
Blocks.
that'd be good.
Ooh, nice.
Just ready for blocks.
Gnome hates it. Gnome hates it.
I don't
Well,
mind it.
You let him out
I'm here
first.
for it.
And then it's just a cold pitted Pilsner. That's what we'll call it. It's a new style.
It's a new style.
you're
They're
gonna see
being
it everywhere.
creative with it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, Marco,
What else? And I know that on the podcast, the Cincy Brewcast that you were on, this was asked, but
Cincy Brewcast.
hey,
the Cincinnati Brewcast. Let's
Everyone drink. Everyone drink. So,
There's a whole bar up there.
yeah. So it was asked, and you have this chance after having the opportunity to, reflect on it. Anything else you want anybody to know before you go into and as you are in this transition from a bottle shop to a brewery where you're producing your own stuff and the package goes away? You're gonna offer.
I know.
all
Don't stop
that.
drinking here in the meantime. How about that?
That's a great point.
I
Yes.
think.
Yes, it
That's a
is.
great point.
We're still going to serve beer, so come drink beer with us,
Hell
and then
yeah.
at some point we'll have our own beer.
Yeah.
and
That's
come
awesome.
drink that too.
How far ahead have you thought about Mug Club, or does Mug Club change, or does Mug Club stay the same? But
So, I mean, it'll fundamentally have to shift a little bit only because one of the perks of Mug Club was access to limited beer. So that will fundamentally change in the sense that it will no longer be access to distributed limited beer, but maybe more access to our own limited beer.
okay.
That's fair.
Well, it sounds like at least is
There's still a benefit there.
been
There's still
thought
a perk.
of.
Yeah. No, we want to continue Mug Club. We've always loved Mug Club. We love the individuals that are in Mug Club. We love the glasses that are part of Mug Club. Everything about it is very, I don't know. We think it's really super fucking dope to have your own mug when you walk into a
Hell
a
yeah,
bar
it is.
that's-
Agreed, yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's like your own. Like you had a hand in the creation. You kind of gave some direction. Poor Josh, his first mug was horrendous, but we fixed
But you
it.
guys fixed it, yeah. You
It got
fixed it. That's
fixed.
what matters.
But yeah,
And
I
it
mean,
looks dope. I
we
love
think
it.
that's
It's awesome.
We get more questions about the mugs behind the bar than probably. Well, maybe do you guys sell liquor is the most asked question. But
will you have
after
liquor
that-
at the new brewery?
Yes, in a limited fashion. We'll probably
of
do.
course we-
we'll
of
probably
course
do
we
a
know
couple
you're not-
keg cocktails and maybe some bourbon and stuff, but not like a. We've got well vodka and let's all get real shit faced
Not
on
like full
shitty
bar.
liquor.
So you don't
Making
plan on
any-
having a full bar, but you may
No.
have some bourbon.
We'll have some options.
Okay.
Options. Options.
All right.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I would. I mean, my biggest thing would be like, don't stop drinking here in the meantime.
Hell yeah.
Still drink here.
Absolutely. No
Or
plans on
else.
stopping at
No,
any point. yeah.
no, not at all.
Love
no.
coming here every Tuesday.
Yeah.
Highlight of my week. Well, before we wrap this up, audience, are there any other questions you have for Brian of,
Yeah.
BC's
Hit
Bottle
me.
Lodge or BC's Brewing Company? Otherwise, we
I
are
will-
shutting
I will
this shit
field both.
down.
Will blocks be available at all locations?
Will blocks be
That's,
available at all locations? Careful.
I honestly
Careful
don't
with
know.
your answer here.
Let's say at least 2 out of 3. So like, there's a 66% chance that you'll have blocks at that location.
there we
There
go.
we go.
What's the first beer you're going to brew?
Pilsner.
But we don't know yet. Yeah.
Don't know the first beer they're going to brew. All right.
Well, it's got to be a lager.
And last question before we wrap this up, because we
Pastry
still need to
sour
drink a
stout.
Broken Skull lager.
Are you caving to the seltzer?
Are you making a seltzer? Ooh, good question.
I
Will you
don't know
make
that
one
either.
or
I
will
think
you
we probably
sell
will make
one?
one. I mean, I think there's. Well, let's ask you a question, Josh. Right, like maybe. Do you make a lot of money off seltzers? Yeah, so we should probably. I know. I mean, we should probably go ahead and make one.
Sure.
No, but does the brewery?
Right.
Right, like
Do people
here's my
want
thought
them?
on
Will
seltzers,
people
like,
buy them if you offer them?
Yeah, people.
There we go.
Here's
Well, yeah,
here's the awesome thing about being able to make your own seltzer, and I'm gonna.
How long does it take you to make a seltzer?
Well,
days.
they're
Sounds
not
kinda
brewing a seltzer; they're
awesome.
blending a seltzer. They're blending a seltzer. They're not brewing. it.
Oh, I do. So it's a
brew-
cuvee.
I brew a seltzer, and it takes longer than 2 days because
So it's not a
it's
cuvee.
actually a fermented beverage. It's a malt fermented beverage.
I'm going to do it their way, where it takes 2 days.
Well, as long as you have that kind of license, go for it.
What is? Hey, Josh, what kind of license do I need to do
This
that?
is a conversation that needs to happen after this show because we have limited time here
When
before
you
they
can
kick us out.
Take a grain neutral spirit and just
Oh, yeah.
Time to go, guys. Last call.
yeah. I think honestly, there's no
Bottom
reason
line
why.
is seltzers sell. People want seltzers.
Yeah, there's
so
no
if the
reason
demand
why-
is
Yeah,
there,
I mean,
why
we'll
not?
have one available. Whether we make it ourselves or not, I don't know yet.
Well,
How
there's
about
no
that? Is that a
reason
fair
not
answer?
to.
That's fair.
Honestly,
Right?
there's not.
Okay.
But it's easier and faster the way some other breweries, we won't name them, are able to do it. But it's because they have
Are you talking about Woodburn?
a distilling license.
Is that what you're doing?
Where you can just take a spirit and essentially you can cut it and flavor it and then bright it and then be done.
Sounds awesome. Are they any good that way?
I mean,
debatable.
Okay.
But
Are they good the other way?
Well, what you do when you
Debatable.
have to brew them is it doesn't take that long from the brew day aspect. You just have to make sure you give it enough yeast nutrient, and then after that you have to clarify it, you have to fine it, and then you have a good seltzer product that can be flavored and dosed and changed and all these other things. So it takes a few more steps, but
And you gotta really spike the CO2.
you do.
More bars
More
serving.
bubbles,
You
more
do.
better.
It's not.
seltzers should really like turn up their
Yeah.
CO2 a lot.
That's true. I mean,
A lot.
The vols of CO2 in a seltzer versus
Yeah.
a
Well, I mean,
beer
you
are
lose
just
it
like
so fast,
way,
right? Like,
way
gone.
different.
Flat.
But anyway, your brewer knows that.
Yeah.
I mean,
No. I mean, he's fine.
Yeah.
So the answer to my question is maybe.
You
All right.
probably should.
If you don't make it
old,
yourself, you'll probably have one on
we
tap
might.
to sell.
Oh, I mean, like everybody wants a seltzer right now. I don't know why we wouldn't.
Almost everybody.
No, but it's
Everybody.
it's a very versatile
Everybody
product.
knows.
though.
It is. It is.
No, did you go to Seltzer Fest? Yeah. Well, you obviously wanted it if you went. Oh, so the free ticket lured you in. So that's all you need. A free ticket and you're in.
Well, Brian,
Now I
before,
know.
Yeah. Go
Now
ahead,
I
Julia.
know.
Wrap us up.
before we wrap this up, is there anything you would like to promote for BC's as a whole for everything past, present, and future that you think people might not already know? To take
I mean, I just say
a huge
how about,
key
how about
from
how about
the
a thank
Cincy
you,
Brewcast.
thank you for past support, thank you for current support, and thank you for future support.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Well, thank you so much for talking with us. We love being here, and will we see you next Tuesday, or are you doing other things?
I honestly don't know what I'm doing tomorrow, so I couldn't tell you what I'm doing next
Fair
Tuesday.
enough. All right, guys, thanks for sticking around with us. We will see you all very soon.
What? My name is Stone Cold Steve Austin. Give me a hell yeah!
Hell yeah! Woo! All right, guys.
Point out that my Stone Cold impression sounds exactly like the impression of my brother Jeff. And I can confirm that his kids agree that I sound just like him.
Shout out to Jeff and
I
Jeff's
also can
kids.
confirm that.
Hell yeah. So what? Okay, so because of that amazing intro to this 0.25, I don't even know what this is going to be. But we have a beer we're going to try that we've talked about before. This is the Steve Austin Broken Skull Lager, not IPA.
The lager. It's
So
a
we're
lager.
gonna.
Are you sure this isn't an IPA? It smells.
No, it's a
No, it's a
lager.
lager.
I know it's a lager,
lager.
but it just
That's a broken skull.
Oh, it smells like piss.
it does not smell great.
It doesn't. It smells bad.
At what point are we tasting this? Because I don't know if I want
Now,
to.
1,
Ready?
2,
1, 2,
3,
3,
drink.
What?
Okay, it tastes better than it smells.
It does. It does taste better than it smells,
Yeah.
but it's still not great.
It's fine. No, it's fine.
If
It smells
someone
terrible.
if someone
fine.
handed this to me,
What?
I would drink it before I would drink the Broken Skull IPA, but I would
Yeah.
still prefer to not drink this.
I would
It's
concur
not
with
good.
that.
Not good.
I know, but I'm still.
IPA
So
was
is the
awful.
lager. Lager.
It's yeah. I mean,
not bad. It's not good.
I am glad to have had the opportunity to try it.
I'm glad that
However,
I split. Yes, I am chasing it. I am chasing it. Yeah. You have anything else you want to add?
anything else?
She said you're chasing me. What?
You are chasing it, but
What?
it's mild. It doesn't really taste like anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I expected
pretty
more
plain.
from Steve Austin.
Mild doesn't really taste like anything.
What?
All right. Fair assessment.
All right.
All right. That was our unbiased opinion of Steve Austin's Broken Skull Lager. If you see it and you want an experience, good or bad, try it. Otherwise, leave it on the shelf.
If you want a lager that's not super standouty except for the smell in a not great way,
Yes. Excellent point.
As a huge wrestling fan,
Yes. So our BC's regular mug clubber here says, Julie.
Good name. Julia,
she's on-
just with an A, not an E. Excellent name. I love it.
My middle initial is A.
My middle initial is C. Dang it. So close.
Yeah, everyone go around the table. Middle initial.
Middle
Okay,
initial,
R.
Caroline.
A.
A? Oh, we
My
got
middle
two.
initial is A. What? I said A.
Damn.
Anybody else? Middle initial?
He's got the D.
Ah, you're a D.
Hell yeah.
All right. Yeah, Julie
All
said
right.
if you're already drunk, pick it up.
There
If
we
it's
go.
on sale.
There we go. Perfect. There we go.
Or pick it up
Pick it
so
up
you
if
can
it's
drink
on
it when
sale
you're
or if you're already
already
drunk. Otherwise, take it or leave it.
Yeah.
Final
leave it.
final decision.
Get Stone Cold Stunner. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. It is time to shut this place down. So thank you for test sipping with us all. And we will see you very soon.
Closing time.